Hey, this is Big J. Welcome back to Can We Talk Podcast, episode 10 with a very special guest, Pastor Mo. Topic, from dope to hope. Thank you for joining us.
And I'm Big Kip, and I'm another host for Can We Talk. So we'll really get right into it. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Pastor Mo, a.k.a. the Street Preacher, a.k.a. the Street Sweeper, a.k.a. my brother and sister's keeper. What up, though? And I'm excited to be here on Can We Talk. I'm ready to pop it.
Period.
That's what we need to hear. Hey, so we're going to get right into it, man. I had a couple questions lined up for you, but I do want you to talk. I do want it to be freestyle. I do want it to, really want the people. I mean, because you're a guy that's you're mysterious, but at the same time, a lot of people know you.
Yeah.
When I knew we had an opportunity to get you, I said, yeah, you know what? I know exactly who this guy is. Every time something go left in the city, he's there. And that was something that was huge to me, and I knew I had to get you on. So let's just kind of go into your background a little bit, and whatever you don't want to touch on is totally up to you, brother.
I'm an open book, brother. We can hear anything.
That's what I need to hear.
So when you say every time something go left, I'm gonna be there to make it go right.
Okay.
And that's what it is. I'm the right arm of God for our people. I'm God number one, because without Him, I can't tie my shoe. When I worked for the devil, worked with the enemy, I was working with the enemy and the enemy, and I was destroying my own people for drug sales, for money, for filthy lucre. How disgusting was it that I took drugs, and I wouldn't put the drugs in my own house, but I put the drugs in my sister's house over her kids, and I justified it. I'm gonna pay her rent, but wouldn't put them over to my kids. How disgusting was that lifestyle and that thinking? So now, I was dead then, so now I'm back alive. I'm come back to redeem and fix up what I messed up.
Man, that's real deep, man. Now, when you talk about your house, so you were born in Detroit?
I'm born in Detroit, raised on the east side of 6 Mile and Davidson, on Anglin, one of the most notorious streets in the world, where our guys, our pillars were street drug dealers, drug lords, get at that money, and get about all means necessary. And I watched murder and mayhem from the age of 2. My father was murdered in the streets of Detroit, run around with Frank Nitty, and it just took me to a whole nother level in life. But I also had what was called good parents and good grandparents. The grandparents is what brought me back, because at some age, at 15, my mama couldn't tell me nothing.
Wow.
But I had those grandparents and those uncles and aunties that can come and tell you something.
Sure.
And they say you are heartbreak, you are this, you are that. We live on principles, and that I didn't hear it then, but it was in me.
So you were raised by mom up until you were 15?
I was raised by mom, and back then it was a whole neighborhood, uncles. I had a stepdad who was awesome, but I was raised by my mom and her husband, which is my stepdad. He was a leader of a gang when he was young, so he understood it. So I had a lot of gangs around my life. A lot of my dad was like a pimp, something like with money. So I think if I wouldn't have been, I was born in 70. Had I been grown in 70, I'd probably be a pimp right now, because I got it in me, But I got to now take that pimp and simp and turn it into something that's for the Lord. That's just outstanding. So now I got to be able to convince you. A pimp ain't nothing but managing money and managing pain. So now I have to use that same game now to convince women to do things strange. I now want to convince people to give it a change.
So you flipped the script, basically.
Flip the script.
Can I ask you a question? When at what age were you already said your stepfather, he was in a gang, so that's when you got basically that's how you could relate to it. That was your introduction. When did you initiate yourself, like being involved with a gang? What age? How old was you?
Well, it's like this. What I always tell people. I say most kids, youth, find a gang in 6th grade, because we don't know what neighborhood we're from in 5th grade. I'm trying to be an athlete, man. I was a star athlete, bringing awards home to my mom, and I was proud to do that. But at 6th grade lunchroom, we in there beatboxing, and we in there playing cards from night. It say, hey, bro,
on the table.
Yeah, it say, you from that mile, you from Davis, you from 6 Mile. I'm from what? You from this. And so it was then you found out where you from. And where you from is who you hang with. So whenever a fight gets started, we all got to go. So we was like, we didn't have no choice but to be in a crew and what would be a gang, but it wasn't like the gangs are today. So then that was just a thing we did as a crew. Okay. And so I never really joined these type of gangs. But I had a mama who was persistent on me going to work. So at 9 years old, I was a paper boy. I had 5 streets, man. I was at an age about 9. I had paper so big I couldn't see over it, and I got my first red wagon. And my friends was coming with me. I've always been the pastor. I'm gonna tell you about that. So I was the kid in school with the bag of ladies, passing them out to everybody. I was pastoring in. I had the paper route. I had the money collection on Friday, buying everybody first chili cheese fries. I was the first one that worked at the grocery store at 13, bagging groceries, buying my first top 10s and my first beeper.
So wait a minute, you telling me you been hustling? You was a born
hustler.
He was hustling at 9,
yeah,
y'all.
But my mama told me, said you got to work for it rather than hurt for it.
Yeah.
So I had work ethics.
Yeah.
But a lot of my friends said, "Mama, buying them all these, they had buying them school clothes. They get 13 outfits, I get 2. But I went to work and bought me some top 10s, some Adidas, and some Levi's, and I went around the corner. And that's what happened. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. I got a twin sister, she's 6 minutes older than me. So I'm the oldest boy, so I was cut off first. And then when you come from the ghetto, you come from rats and roaches, man. I'm talking about that's a whole different thing. And you come from rats and roaches, and you come from being the oldest of 6, you cut off first, and you could be called the dirty kid or the kid who ain't got nothing. The first time I went to work and came home with my check, and I bought myself a pair of feelers and a whole feeler outfit. And they said, and the dope dealer's like, "Look at boy, you look like a roller." And the girls was like, "Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was hooked on it right there."
So your drive,
affirmation.
So your drive to hustle was not having, like growing up with not a lot, and you wanted certain things like designer names or.
Well, they say in the Bible, they say the love of money is the root of all evil, but the lack of money is causing evil too.
Yeah.
See.
So who influenced you more, would you say? Because you said you had an awesome, you used the word, I think you used the word awesome stepdad. Who influenced you more, your stepdad or guys in the streets, like drug dealers? What influenced you coming up?
My stepdad was strict. He'd come to the party and be like, he had this famous thing called U-turn. He'd be like, U-turn, it was so embarrassing. My friends would all say it. He'd pull up and be like, U-turn, which means turn around and take your ass home, right? And so I'm embarrassed. I didn't like it. I didn't like him at that point. And then one day he sat me down. He said, "You know what? Look around. Ain't none of your friends got a daddy. You ain't how one till I showed up. And this ain't nothing but love." But I didn't understand it. And they was jealous of me because I did have a daddy that stepped in. Sure. And so they made fun of it, but they never had what I had. But at that point, I didn't want to hear from him. My boys, my guys I'm 10. They 15, they over there with top 10s on them, feelers and the gold chain. I'm looking like, I'm gonna be like these niggas. But he talking about, he got on the karate suit.
He got on the karate suit.
So you say U-turn, you mean he seen you maybe in the streets or something?
No, he mean, if you come to the party, I'm in the party, and he like, U-turn, you turn around and go home.
Okay.
And all my nephews, all my cousins, he knew this saying, so we all be like, here he come. Here come Big June. He had big guns. Yeah. The whole hood was scared of him when he was young. Okay. And so all the old guys loved me and look, because of my real daddy and him, it was like gangster. So I had it honestly, so all the other friends, so when I got to that point, I'm the young guy, he ain't want me in that. But you had to still, the lure of money. See, I had a thirst for that money, but it was that money.
It was intriguing.
Oh, man, seeing them guys fresh, pulling up, but they had to pull up in them Monte Carlos with 10 holes on them, 6x9s banging, playing Run DMC Kings from Queens. I'm like, ain't nowhere in the world I ain't about to get this money.
I know, that's right.
Ain't nothing gonna stop me from getting this money, mama. You know?
So go ahead, I'm sorry.
So what was the turning point? Or when you, I was reading your bio, you were saying that you had got shot, you've been to jail. Did none of this change you? You had to go, what?
Okay, so
let's... Tell me the backstories.
Okay, so the backstory to that. Again, I was working for it, right? So I was perpetrating. I was coming in there fresh to death, beat on like I'm a drug dealer. I actually had a job bagging groceries for 3 years. And going to school, I was an athlete. And then at some point, me and my friends, we started to get a job working at the it's convalescent home right there on out the drive. We all went there. We was in there busting suds, making $500 to go get all these Levi's and shoes, and then we started going. He said, "Man, so you can come sit in the spot, work 5 days and get $1,000." We look like and get fresh. I'm like, shit. I'm gonna get in the spot. I'm gonna get $1,000. I'm gonna cop me a bag and go get my own bag. So that was the first taste. I was hiding it. So then I started seeing that cop and that flip. I made that first flip, and when I caught my own bag, so I might have got fronted one time in my life. After that, I became the fiduciary. They went shopping. I saved my money. Saying how I did when I was in the street. So then now I went. So yeah, now we ready to start doing OT because I really ain't never really. I was like, we finna go out of town and double this money. So I'm in Canada with the white girls going to the Rock and Talk. Remember, I'm all about money and girls and getting fresh. We go to Canada and find the white girls, them get $2,000 a month, got their own house. Oh, like it's cake over here.
Over with then.
So I'm over here. I opened up a spot in the dang arcade. I had 3 white girls selling for me. They had their own house. I'm over there living it. I'm over there taking some of that. So you can get for instance, the drug game. I remember one time, white guy said he wanted to get 4.5. It's called a Big 8. See, people talk about keys in the game. I know they ain't really sold no dope for real. I'm a real dope dealer. I'm a real ex-drug dealer because the goal back then was to get to a Big 8. You get to a big, I'm telling you about a Big 8. So you get to an ounce you selling the rice on the street yourself, right? Selling it on the shelf. You get 2 ounces, you and your partner, y'all rolling pretty good, but you still on the street yourself or you in the spot yourself. Once you get 4.5, it's the Big 8. You now can put somebody in the spot and get you a rental. Now you ride around in the rentals and you go and pick up and drop off, you got you a spot. You rolling now. That was the goal.
So you referring to cocaine?
So cocaine. So you get called a Big 8.
Okay.
Then now you rolling. So a guy wanted a bad Big 8. He was from Canada. So we went and bought one for $3,000, took a whole ounce out, stepped on it, gave him really 3.5. He gave me I charged him $10,000 for it. Canada money. Changed it into $7,000. Yeah. So I done doubled the profit right there. Took an ounce out, took that ounce, flipped that, sold that. That ounce turned to another $5,000. Now over there, I found out a rock over here worth $50 over there. So that now turned to another $30.
Wait a minute,
so
you telling me a $5 rock over here was only $50 over
Yeah.
there?
Like you ready to
Oh,
go back to telling
I'm about to
So-
go over
let
there to Canada.
me ask you this question.
So hold on,
So
I'm just saying that was the lure. Now I don't know this graphic, but that's the lure. So when I made all that money, you wasn't telling me nothing about profit and gain no more. So I was willing to risk it all from there. And I almost went to jail and lost my life behind that.
No, I don't, listen, when you said being graphic, man, I know people want to get to know you. So
Yeah.
coming from where you came from, it's important that you share those details.
Yeah.
But my question kind of backpedal a little bit. Earlier I mentioned about your stepdad. So when you were out here selling drugs and being in the streets, did you care or feel any kind of, like sometimes we feel like when you got a good mom or dad, you feel like you let them down or you feel like, and so when you had what you call him? I'm sorry.
Big June.
When you had Big June, who was a gangster and in the streets, and Big June told you to do a U-turn. Every time he saw you, he thought you were going left. He wants you to come back right. So when you were out here going back and forth to Canada and selling drugs, did you have any feeling or anything for, I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah. But I tell you that, man, you are a great interviewer because that's a great question. You just took me back. I'm smiling because you just took me back to trigger how did that happen. Now, I remember how it happened. You just triggered me back, man, years ago. So Big June was the enforcer, and he had all of us scared of him. And he controlled the neighborhood kind of, so you couldn't do a lot around him, right? But what happened at 16, Big June and my mama fell out. I'm at 15 now. And mind you, he wasn't my real dad. He had 4 kids.
They wasn't married.
They wasn't married. They did get married. At the wedding with him doing the Michael Jackson
Years ago,
thing.
man, it's okay if stuff
Yeah.
come back.
No, they was married. They was married. She wasn't married to my real dad, is what happened.
Okay.
They was married. And so Big June, he had 4 kids after us. So me and my twin was the only 2 that wasn't his kids. Mm-hmm. Him and my twin didn't get along for nothing. And they just had a hard time. I was cool with him, but this is my twin, you dogging her, I got to roll with her. And so me and him kind of fell out about him telling her to wash too many. We had 6 kids. We had dishes every day. Dishes. She ain't want to wash them dishes, bro. She said she ain't doing it. She be at 4 in the morning crying. I ain't washing them damn dishes. And he tried to come discipline her. She wasn't going. And so they had them two arguing. My mom and him, like, this my daughter, that's my, and they arguing. So it was too much arguing of picking sides, who kids is what. He got with another girl and he left us, left all 6 kids. Now I'm 16. That's what happened. He left us and we had the floor model TV. Never forget this, bro. Like you trigger something.
TV.
Took that floor model TV and we came back downstairs next day. It was a little black and white sitting on the little tray, tray stand. I said, where the TV at? He was gone. The TV was gone.
He took it off.
Brother, I went outside and I never came back. I said, I'm gonna get us a TV. That's what happened. That's how I went out and got to the streets. I was just working. I was working before that.
Sure, yeah.
That was deep.
I was working. But when we leave these kids, when I say we talking about takeover these kids, I'm gonna get to that too. Man, we done fucked these kids up.
So that was your turning point when you said you had to go.
I talk like that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
No, this is you too, man.
I'm not just a street pastor. I'm a real pastor. So I talk with a little passion. I don't get vulgar though. So we have fucked these kids up and blaming them for it. My takeover. Yeah, we didn't give them a bad handle, a bad fumble, because I had real aunties and uncles who gave us earth, wind, and fire. They got now just hot wind, putting fire, taking niggas off earth. They ain't got the elements. They ain't got the uncles no more. Why they call everybody unc? What's up, unc? Well, auntie, they missing that. Sure. That go back to the crack epidemic, go back to the crack cocaine, because before crack cocaine, our uncles and aunties sent us to the store. And when they got on crack, we sent their ass to the store. You a crack kid, we go to the store. They go on store runs for us. That robbed us, bro. Sure. It changed us from who we are and having that good game. Because our mama can tell us nothing, but our auntie said, we gonna do what our auntie and uncle say. Yeah. It said the same thing they told us. The parents told us. We didn't want to hear our parents though. But when uncle and auntie said it, we would readily go do it and listen. That's what happened to our black diaspora, and we went left since then.
So Big June left. You were 16, so you were in Pershing.
I was just starting Pershing. I was actually at Osborne, transferred over to Pershing. Okay, you want to hear the story about how my education thing flopped? I was an A student. I might tell y'all that.
Yeah, we want to hear all that.
I was an AB student. No,
So
AB student all the way through middle school, through Cleveland. Got to got to Osborne, A student, and I got let's get you to the gang shit, because I get to 7 Mile Pershing. 7 Mile boys don't like guys from East Davidson, so I'm over there with one friend by herself. Mm-hmm. I come out outside, and a guy named Jerry Dockery used to be with the best friends, big time roller. Yeah. He pulled up in a McLaren. I'm outside, look over there, 7 Mile look, and 100 7 Mile guys with Yankee jackets on, with hats on, to my checking in at the bus stop. I can't go to this bus stop, these niggas gonna kill me. So I'm standing there at school. Now I'm niggas, I'm finna play basketball. I'm an all-star, I can outrun Jerome Bettis, I play with Steve Smith in Persia. So I'm a real athlete at this time. And I leave there, I'm standing outside like, man, how I'm gonna get home down 7 Mile. I'm way on 7 Mile in Osborne, which is on 7 Mile in
Ryan?
That's on 7 Mile in what I was going on?
By Hoover?
Near Hoover, 7 Mile in Hoover.
Yeah, near DeQuincy.
Yeah, 7 Mile. So Pershing was on 7 Mile in Ryan.
Yeah.
Osborne on 7 Mile in Hoover.
Yeah.
I'd get from Hoover down to 7 Mile, and I didn't want to take it to 7 Mile. They were on 7 Mile bus week like this, with 100 niggas down strong. Jerry pulls up in the McLaren, like, yo, young Mo, get in. I'm like, oh, you from my hood, Davidson. Like, what up? I get in the car. He got on a white beater, a blue Barcelini with some blue suede foldies and some AJ and some Guess pants with leather on them. The Guess pants.
I remember those. Yeah.
He get in the car. He get in the car. Shut the door. He pull up to the corner with them guys there. He like, lay your seat back. I'm like, what's up? I lay my seat back. Come out the back with a big carbine.
Ooh,
no AKs
I
back
remember
there.
them carbines.
I'm like, Jerry, what are you doing? He like, I'm like, oh, these niggas gonna kill me now, bro. I'm trying to get home, and he didn't shoot at these guys. I'm like, oh, they gonna kill me now. I'm not going back to Osborne. I'm not going back.
Oh, blame
They
you.
transferred me the next day, so I go to Pershing. Now watch this. This is how my education got messed up. I'm an AB student still, right? I get to Pershing. It's sheepskins gear. It's the year sheepskins in. Mm-hmm. So I come in with my fresh Pershing. I got my blue sheepskin on, sheepskin hat.
86, 87?
86, 87.
Okay.
And I walk up, and we at the bakery. It's 100 of us out there. We getting chili cheese fries. So by this time, the bell ring. I get ready to walk toward Pershing, go to class. It's the first bell. Sure. Get there for the second bell. Guy named Mark Mitchell, one of our guys, crew, we sitting there with the, he got the big chain on, the sheepskin. He like, Mo, where you going? I'm like, I'm about to go to class. He like, bro, we don't go to class on Friday. I'm like, who knew? Where we going? We going to Mumford to get some light skin hoes. I'm like, oh, let's
Get the
go.
red bones.
I'm like, let's go. We get in the car, we get about 5 escorts. When we go to Mumford, bro, I went to Mumford and I never came back to school, bro. When they found me a year later at the Woodhouse, it was a fight. And they say, looking for Mo, he was in this fight. Officer Williams saw me and like tried to arrest me against the locker. They called my mom up to the school. Woodhouse say, Miss Hartwig, I went to your son's classes. Ain't not one teacher even know who he is. Get this piece of shit. Get this
Oh my God.
Get this piece of shit out my school.
Oh,
And put me out of Persian, bro. And watch this. I got put out. I watched all my friends graduate in my face. I'm in night school at Hazel Park. Sure. All my friends graduated right in my face.
so did you wind up eventually finishing getting your diploma, or you went back and got your
I got my
GED?
GED in prison. When I went to prison. That's a whole nother. Let's get to another part of the story.
That's another chapter.
So I got put out.
How did you feel watching your friends all graduate
Like a
and
fool.
some of them
They
playing
didn't
ball?
told me that I don't go to
some of them
class.
still playing ball.
They told me don't go to class on Friday, and that's what got me. I
he
was ready to go to
said
class.
that- Friday is that day off.
Listen to the wrong people. I didn't left my education and went hang out with them, and now they graduated on me.
So you was playing ball at Osborne. Got the Persian stuff.
I was so good that when I was in Cleveland Middle School, in eighth grade, they came to pick me up. They let me get out of school 2 hours early. They came to pick me up and took me to Persian. I played with Steve Smith in the summer league. I'm like the LeBron, bro. I'm like 6'2", and I'm like 190 pounds solid muscle.
In middle school?
In middle school. And so I'm running point guard. I'm running like big, like shooting guard.
Sure.
So I was like LeBron before LeBron ever came out. I was running ball like this. I really was a football. So he wanted me to play football because I was so agile. I could jump so high. So the coach was like, you gonna play football for me? I'm like, no, I ain't. Like, why? I'm not putting no helmet on this cold Jerry curl. I got the S curl.
Oh, you had a Jerry
I got the S curl with the
Thank
big
you,
curl
God.
like Easy. Going to the boundary, ain't put no helmet on my jersey. I'm trying to be cool. I got on Louis Vuitton hat, Louis Vuitton bag. I got on Gucci's. I'm not playing no football. I'm playing basketball, but I should have been playing football with the stature and how good I was. Didn't happen. See, that's what lost Big June. I didn't have no father to guide me.
You had
So
no
now I'm
father
guiding
figure.
myself. Now I'm guiding myself. Now I'm lost. Now I'm in here following these niggas, and now I'm lost. Now I leave high school. Now I leave adult education school. I don't want to be there. So I went to the streets and followed my man. Go to work at Autumn Woods. Autumn Woods for nursing home to go bus C's. Took that money, sat in the spot for 1 week, went and caught the bag, and I never came back, bro.
Man, you done had a very interesting life story since the beginning up to now. We just on your high school days.
We ain't even got to
We ain't even got to the thick of it.
got to
What the
that.
hell?
So you end up leaving Persian, dropped out of Persian. You end up in adult education.
Right.
You dropped out of that.
Right.
What led you to drop out of that? Was it the love for money, for the streets? Like, what led you to not want that GED?
My boy pulled up on me with a brand new Mustang, and we went out and went to Canada. It was it. It was
The
a
rest
wrap.
was history.
It was a wrap. I wasn't going back.
Now, this was the time. Now, a lot of people have the story switched up and down, but we would say the drugs came into the States, or into the city anyway, when, the mid-'80s, 84, 85. So these years that you talking about is like 87, 88,
Yeah.
right
Thick
at the
of it.
beginning
That was in the thick.
of the streets. Now,
Right.
how did being around the streets and, like raised by your mom, what was your mom at during these times? Was she still influential in your life after you left Persian? Like, was she?
So my mom was she was like a caretaker of all our family. She had a lot of siblings. Some of them got on drugs. She took in all their kids. And so my mom was trying to go to work, working at Mervin's, and she was trying to go to
Mervin's.
work, and taking care of all of us, all the young ones under me. She had a group that was called Friends, and they'd go over there and play beer with, and they would drink, and I would be, so that's how I got over there. That's the house she went to was the drug kingpin, my whole Davidson, Lil Duna, that was the mama house. So I ended up being, that's my godmama. So I'm over there with her, because we live across the street from them. We ended up moving across about 4 streets over, like we left the whole world just moving 4 streets over.
Wow.
But we went over there every day to go with her friend and end up under Lil Duna sitting over there watching the whole game. His upstairs, he painted all of it black and put in gold chairs and stuff and got a big gold chain like it was Scarface. And he had the big old thing right there. He was like he was doing cocaine. I'm sitting there watching. I'm watching this. He had the Monte Carlo outside with the rims on it, the sounds. And Duna would sit there. Duna wouldn't go out the neighborhood. He would change clothes 3 times a day, from Gucci to Fila to whatever, Mark Buchanan, and wouldn't go.
Just to sit in the neighborhood.
Wouldn't go out the neighborhood.
Just flexing.
You know, had big guns, and I'm watching him. He had so much fashion though. Him and Jerry was like the two. Jerry the most shot. So them two coming over in Gucci. Jerry driving to come over in the
Spree, Elite.
on the Elite Spree.
Yeah.
With a green silk suit on with some greens, Gucci's, and pulling up playing friends, and with some Gucci glasses. I said, shit, I'm coming.
That's your ambition.
I look at it like, yeah, I'm getting that.
So back to so mom wasn't green to the streets.
No, she hung with the mamas, and it was a whole crew of the mamas, and they was just busy being mamas.
Okay.
But I was just hiding and hanging out with her with the kids, but I was picking up game and started getting in the game. She didn't know. By the time I got in the game, I'm 16. Her husband left. She tried to put her hands on me. I grabbed her hand. I'm 16 like this. Said, "Mama, you know, I'm taller than her now." I'm like, "Mom." She's like, "Oh, lock the door. I'm about to kill this nigga." So, but what it was, but I was such a good kid, and I never to this day. Matter of fact, I said, "Mama," last night. I said, "Mama, have I ever cussed in front of you in my life?" She said, "Never in your life."
This
Have I
was
ever
last
cussed in front of
night.
her? Told
This
her
was
about this
last
last
night.
night.
So your mama, how's your mom's now? How old
She's
is
75.
Okay, she young.
Think she's 55. And so no, my mom was great, but she had got out of her time. She was old school in that time, but with them, and she didn't keep up with what we was doing under the cover.
Okay.
So this is what happened. Mama, she would say no to everything. No, you ain't going. No, you ain't going. So I started. I'm not gonna ask you no more. Give me the whooping when I get home.
So when you left mom, you started doing a lot of different things, including sound like you was going over to Canada.
Okay.
And back then, you didn't need passports. You could just get in the
could just
car
go across the
and drive
bridge.
over there. So from leaving under mom's kind of wing in a way and going over to Canada, like how did that transition you? Like how did you get into Canada? Like that's big.
Yeah, because that's really the start of my whole hanging out and not coming back scenario. Because my mom was like, she was kind of a disciplinary. Like she wanted to make sure I get pulled in them streets. Because she had me working early. Man, my mom was really progressive with me, being positive. I brought home all the A's and B's, all the awards, brought home all the athletic awards. And now her son is turning into a teenager. And she's taking me over to a place where I'm getting the game. She don't really know it. That I'm getting it from where she's
soaking up
taking me.
game.
So I'm hanging with her every day, you know, right? So now, when I'm a little older, my boys now, I'm in night school, they come pick me up. We leave Hatchami Festival, we leave Downtown Festival. We don't want to let it end. Where we going? We going over to Canada. How we getting over there? Just come on roll with us. So I'm riding over there. We in that boy 3-4 deep. We in Canada. We in the new Mustang. We having the time out. Like my boy is a pretty boy, like Albie Short, so all the girls love him. Right, so he the man.
His skins was in
Yeah,
back
he had
then.
the good hair, man.
Yeah, right.
He had the good hair, you know. But I'm on the other side. I got the game though. He had the talk. He had the car. I had the game. So I'm in there spitting. I'm getting 100 numbers sharing it with them. They don't even get no numbers. I'm not scared to approach a woman. I got the game.
shoot
right?
your shot.
I'm shooting my shot like Jordan up in there, right? And so we get over to Canada. We at the Rock and Talk, and it's a club upstairs. They didn't start to 2:00. So we open till like 1:01. It'll open to 1. So I'm already past my home time, getting home by like 11:30, 12. It'll open to 1. We over there, we up at Rock and Talk, we having a ball. It's a white girl, Balados everywhere.
Wait a minute, let me stop you right there. So you was 16 doing this?
I'm 16.
They ain't
And
asking for no ID.
and my friends is 18. They driving
So
cars.
they got you in, y'all flexing, so they ain't asking for
I'm
ID.
bigger, so I'm hanging with older guys
So
my
you
whole
look
life.
yeah, okay, so you
Well,
fit
your
in.
stature, you bigger than them.
skinny.
You look older than
I
them.
got
So you
game,
look like you
so
that
I'm hanging
age.
with older guys. My guys through some other guys. We only like 4 years, 3 years apart now, so it's nothing. But back then it was a lot. Because I'm 16, they 18, 19, but I'm rolling with them like one of the ones. So we over there and we hanging out, Canada, Rock and Talk. There's white girls everywhere. I got the game. I'm pulling them. So I didn't pull some. We like, I had a white girl, named Sue Parent. That girl had the biggest booty I ever seen in my life. They like,
Oh my God.
they like, Mo, I got her, bro. We going home. We going home with her and Kathy and all the whole Canada crew. It was a crew over there called. It was Kathy ran all of them. We leave. They go to they got their own house. We go to their own house. We up in there. Everybody found the spot, a room. We got a girl, and we in there. All I can tell you is this: I woke up. And look at the blinds and saw sunlight. I said,
You thought about mom.
I said, bro, it's daytime.
Like my mama looking
My
for
mama
my
gonna kill me now. Watch this. I'm over here having time of my life, right? My mom and them out in the streets, in the alleys with my uncles and them looking for me all
Looking
night.
for your
And
ass.
garbage cans, thinking I'm dead.
Really?
Damn.
I pull up, and then she got out because she see me just bust out crying. She said, why did you do this to me? And she crying and ran in the house. My uncle and them like, boom, in my chest. What's wrong with you, stupid? Thought you had got killed, this and this and that. So watch this. So now I'm in trouble. The Run DMC concert is the next day. Fresh. I got an outfit for the Fresh, right? So I'm like, she ain't gonna let me go. You ain't going to no concert. So my boys done convinced her all day. Mother Hart really let the boy go. But after that, put him on punishment for a whole month. My boy Dirty Dave convinced her to let me go. She let me go. Be back here at 11 o'clock. We got done. We at the Fresh concert. We Run DMC. Blah, blah, blah. I got on Diodor's, white Levi's, 2-pocket raw silk. I'm down there, fresh Godfather, the Cazelles on. We get done, it's 12 o'clock, we downtown. What we doing? They like, going back over the Canada. I'm like, shit, let's go.
You done went back
I
over
went
to
back over there the
Canada
next day.
after you almost got
I went back over there the next day.
I'm done.
Mom.
I'm done.
So let's man. I feel like a part 2 coming on with him.
Yeah,
so,
this might be a part 2 with you because you got a hell of a
so
story.
let's go. So now we're in the late 80s. So let's move over to maybe the early 90s. So you kind of got from under mom necessarily because now you're an adult. Now you're 19, 20.
You're a young adult
21.
now.
This is where the dope era came in with my life.
So the dope era came in heavy in your life. What was the transition? Was it like from me being 16, 17 to me saying, you know what, I need my own. I need to be from under mom tutelage. I need to be from under that. And what led you?
Mom was on welfare, to be honest.
Okay.
And her
All
husband
of
had
our
left,
moms, yeah.
right? And so took the TV. So that was my motivation. I'm going to go out here and get this money. And when I came back home and I was giving her something, she was cussing me out, but I gave her something, she was like, she took it.
Yeah.
And so, so at some point, I started, again, I took the money and I started winning for my own and bossed up. I was always taking care of everybody, so now I'm bossing up, making this money. And I'm gonna tell you when the switch really hit. Right around, I think the year 97 to 99, mind you, I went to prison. Now, hold on, go back. I went to prison in 91. My son's mother got caught on the phone talking to a guy who owned a car lot. Some Jerry curl sucker, with an old guy with money. and I just had a son with her, right? She was a little older than me. So I come in and she on the phone with this dude having a whole conversation. It's like he about to give her a car. Mm-hmm. And so she told me, well, you ain't got no money, don't stay in your place. And I'm in her apartment, right? Mm. And bro, it broke my little heart. I'm like, oh, baby.
That was your motivation?
I'm about to get this money.
That was your motivation?
Talking to me crazy. So I go on the money tier, end up going out to Minnesota and catch a case, got caught with $100,000 on me, and had a indictment facing 30 years indictment in Minnesota in 91.
Dang.
I did 2.5 years, came home, beat the case. How God got me out of that one was an old white Jewish man, came to my cell and was having a called a nightmare. So in jail, nightmares are flipped. So when you're in jail having a nightmare, so when you dream something that's you at home having a barbecue with your family girl, and wake up and they say, Harvey, get up, cell number. You're like, oh my God. I'm in jail and I was having a dream I was at home. Mm-hmm. When you dream you at home and your mama passed away, your brother got shot, and they say, get up, you're like, whoo, at least it ain't that, man. It's a good day in jail. Let me go do some push-ups, get some chow, get some stove, it's good. So I'm having a nightmare thinking I'm at home at barbecue. Get up, you got a visitor. Who coming to visit me? I'm in Hennepin County, up here where they killed George Floyd at. And the way you come see me, he says, I see your case here. He had me down there with some YB stuff. Somebody had put, my best friend had turned state evidence on me. Mm. My best friend who I hung with every day, him and his wife had signed the affidavit, and I had 9 witnesses against me. That was his drugs. He came to my house in Detroit. They packaged him up, sent him on a bus, and they flew in, and he did this every Friday. It was getting that. My boyfriend only worked for him. All the witnesses was against me. Kept saying, "Why you being in cell?" I said, I sent him to come see the detectives. Like, why do you keep asking me to come see you, bro? He like, oh, I don't know. They just keep on talking to me about. They ask about you. Nigga, quit talking to them. Don't go down there no more. So I'm in this cell, and then this is one of the worst days of my life in cell. I'm in there, and my LA guy, he like, Charlie Holmes, he's like, man, you got a problem? We say, because my boy done went to court again. He used to come back around lunchtime, and we kick it up. So lunchtime, come back over to the cell, look over next door to the cell, it's empty. His stuff's still there though, right? And maybe he missed the bus. Come back at child, he's still empty. The next morning, his whole bed is rolled away. It ain't got nothing in it. All his stuff gone. I said, what the hell?
So this when you was coming to the realization that he snitched, he flipped
So
on you?
was he your co-conspirator?
I would have
Was
never
he with
thought
you?
that. Listen, me and his mother was pregnant together. His mother and my mother was pregnant together. They was best friends. We was in a
Okay.
stroller together. We shared women, drugs, and drawers. So we was like best friends, bro. Like I would never think he would. My granddaddy
Oh my God.
he said, boy, that boy it's a people gonna tell on you. And I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
nah. I was like, nah, never him. So long story short, the brother came to me, LA guy. He said, Charlie Holmes, check your boy, something is wrong. So I was like, well, let me call to his girl house and so I see what's up. I called his girl house, picking her to answer the phone. The nigga say, hello? I'm like, bro,
He at home.
what you doing? He like, I can't get that. And hung up. Man, my heart went down into my underwear, bro. And I sit there and I dropped the phone, let the phone in, I walked back to my cell and sat on my bunk and fell on my knees, bro, and I cried like a baby because that was the most hurtful thing I ever experienced. I knew I was cooked in the case, but this is my Brody, bro. Like, it hurt me so bad that he did that to me, bro. I cried the whole night long, and I haven't felt nothing that hurtful in me after my grandmother died.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
At any point, once you found out that your right-hand man had folded on you, did you ever feel like, I want to get revenge, or you felt like that you would fold on somebody else and you just stood 10 toes?
I said, we had problems. I got home, we had a couple of problems for a couple of years, so I forgave him and let it go. But, so, and I'm in that.
What made you let it go?
Well, that's a whole, let me get to that. But it's when God came in my life, right? So,
Okay.
so before then, so in that cell, it was in that jail cell, I'm in there trying to find I'm lost. So then now I'm in all kind of fights. I'm in with this gang, with these vice lords, and I'm in there with the guy whose right hand's the Farrakhan. So the guy came, he said, man, my king coming in here. I said, what king? He said, the king of the vice lord. Mm-hmm. The guy, so they made all of us turn our face to the wall and lock the hotel down. This little crackhead guy walking in like he was a crackhead jerk. Like, who is this guy? Y'all this power. It wasn't until I got home 3 years later. I'm watching TV at 5 in the morning. I look on TV. It's my cellmate, the crackhead guy, King David, and sitting next to Farrakhan.
Yeah, King David.
Doing it. I'm like, man, that was the damn. It was him. So, but going back to that day, in that cell, I'm in there. I didn't grow the beard, the afro. I ain't going home. I'm facing 30 years. Somebody don't come see me, don't talk to me, don't call me. I'm done. I'm out of here. Right? He told on me. Our story was that we caught a train down here. A flight down here to buy an old school and drive it back. That's what the money was for. Because man, I had what's called the intuition. So my parents called me the jinx when I was a kid. Because I used to be able to see stuff and like, man, hey, something, police coming, let's go. That's how I got it happened in Canada. I would always see a murder, a death, or baby's birthday. I would predict stuff, and they were like, man, this nigga is jinky, he is weird. So we didn't know what it was. I had the gift as a pastor, it's anointing on me back then. Mm-hmm. So I was like, bro, we in the stash house. We left. I said, bro, put that stuff over there. We in one out that house. I said, let's get out this house. I feel something. He like, don't start. I was like, no, bro, just gotta get out of here right now.
That stuff
Don't
important.
start.
A lot of people don't be listening
we
to that.
leave the house, walk down the street. It's Minnesota, trying to get to a ride, but it's snow. It's a vortex. It's snow up to the knees. Mm-hmm. Trying to get to a ride to get us out to our hotel.
What year was this?
This was
Approximately.
90, 91, about 91, 92. And so when I go outside, we look up, guy running up, he's saying, I want to ask you a question. He's saying, freeze, lay down. I look up, man, here come horses on mountain. It's police come from everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Lay us down, take us to the house. I'm like, man, I don't live here in none of my house. I don't know nothing about it. They couldn't find the drugs for almost a whole hour. Because the guy, when I worked, who in the house was gone, he told, and they came back, couldn't find the drugs. But the guy came in, he said, bingo! And found all that dope. He had all this money.
How
all
much
this.
dope did he find? I'm nosy. I
Wow.
want to get into it. How many bricks?
It was a
It
lot.
was
Of,
all
it wasn't bricks.
Hey,
It was a lot
when
of
you
crack.
say all this
It was,
dope, that's telling us a
hard
lot.
dope. And they
about-
was hard on you back then when
Yeah,
it
it
was
was about
rocked up
half a
crack.
brick cut up in all rocks. And like
Damn,
those
a half a
out.
brick.
Big
and
J, when he say all this dope,
It was a stash house.
that's a lot.
Yeah,
I need to
yeah,
know.
all this
so
dope.
it was a
I wanna
stash
get in
house.
this
So a
business.
stash house means when you had a big load there and you take it and put it to the other houses. So
Yeah.
it was a stash house where we kept all of it at.
So you been in jail. So you were facing 30 years in jail. So you felt in your mind, did you feel like you were gonna be guilty? Did you
I
feel
was-
like you were facing it?
I was done. I felt like I gave up on life. I was ready to go ahead and just die in there. So
Did
I
you
was-
have a good
I was in
attorney
the
or
hole.
did you have a good lawyer?
All my
Like, how
attorneys
did you
came
get
back-
out of that?
All my attorneys, I spent 10,000, came back saying, I offered you 25 years or 5 years. Next one, 27, fired. They took my money and they did nothing. So now at this point, I'm on my knees. I remember my best friend's pastor's father kept saying, Deuteronomy. He kept, I said, what is that? And then he saying these words, hallelujah. I don't know, that sounds weird to me. I got on my knees and prayed that night for the first time.
Wow.
And the next day, a Jewish white man came to my cell, said, you got to, I having the nightmare. He said, you got to, I want to see you. I took at your case. You got all these witnesses against you, but whatever you did, you didn't do it by yourself. He said, I think I can help you. He says, I see all 5 of your charges, which is 5 counts, 6 counts of conspiracy. They charge you with first degree, first of all. You never got caught with any drugs or making any sales or any possession. So they shouldn't have charged you with no first degree. It should have been second degree, if anything. He said these charges are unconstitutional. It was the same year the crack law came into play with the 240 gram, with the 200 gram law. That law had got overturned. He took me to court, man. That Jewish white man bought me a suit, took me to court for free, and the judge, June Lane, found all my charges unconstitutional and had 5 of my charges dropped. They were trying to go me. It was going to appeal on the one, and and the Attorney General came to my cell. Attorney General.
Wow.
It's funny how I deal with one of them right now. Another Attorney General in Detroit. He says, all right, so you beat these charges. We're going to appeal these charges. You're going to sit here 3 years on appeal. If you win, you go home and you sue us. If you lose, I'm giving you all day. Lawyer came to my cell. He says, Mr. Hartwig, I did what I could for you. He said they offering you another 9 months on that one, just plead to possession with intent. On that one other charge, they let the other ones go, and you go home. Don't never come back down here again. I took that case, man. It took me 3 days to go in there and plead. I couldn't do it. They never caught me. I had to go in there and say I was my drug. I had to go in there and say all this stuff in the court of law. And I went in there. I was scared too.
battle.
Yeah, I went in there and did
in
it.
a battle.
And I came home. Now watch this. I just went to court for that case. That was in '91. I went to court for that case last year to get my record expunged. And the judge says, I ain't never seen a turnaround. I know about you. And had me in court and had in front of the whole court. I'm on Zoom. And had the court give me applause.
Wow.
And I just had them charges dropped for my expungement, but I found out the one couldn't get the drop was the intent. I was a young man not knowing that intent by the law does not come off in a hide or anything. I'm still fighting that intent right now, but my record is clean everywhere else, all my other charges.
Man, you got such an interesting story, man. I
Yeah,
know this
we
needs
can
to be a
go
part
on
two.
and on, yeah.
But for the matter of time, let's fast forward to '99.
Let's go there.
Let's go to 99. It
99.
seemed like you
Yeah,
lit
I
up
wanna
when I
know
said
about
when I said
99.
99. You lit up. Let's talk to me a little bit
99.
about 99.
99 was a year where so now, man, I come home from jail. I'm working at a place called Edna Industries on Mound Road. I'm working, and I'm in there now. I'm in there loan shark. I had to still hustle with me. I'm loaning money, and I'm saving my checks by loaning money to the white boys, selling 50 cents on the dollar. So I'm killing them. So I'm saving my checks once a month. I'm just stacking my money up. Buying me IROC, bought me a couple of cars so I can get to work. I'm going to work every day, 5 in the morning. I'm playing basketball on changeover, and I tore my Achilles tendon on changeover. So I go get a doctor's note, say, well, I'm off for a year. They say, you can't work for you. I'm on cast. I'm like, nothing they can do about it. I go back 2 months later, 3 months later, walk into the HR and go tell my doctor note. She said, sir, you don't work here no more. You you got fired 2 months, 3 months ago. I said, huh? He said, you didn't never come in when you was on changeover, you didn't have any insurance, and you was not really a part of you kind of not a part of the company no more on that changeover when you got hurt. And they fired me in my cast.
Wow.
And I had no way. I had an Acura Legend. I had to pay this little car note for $440, and I had a girl really with my house. I got my son. I had a new son coming, and so my brothers and them out here robbing people. Now I'm making money. They out here robbing these guys, security guards, for their guns and shooting people. Guy came to me and telling me about my little brothers now. I meet them in the back. I said, this is what we gonna do, y'all. Y'all gonna stop robbing people and shooting these security guards, man. I'm gonna go get a bag again. But here's the deal. Y'all must go to night school and get y'all GED and get y'all, say y'all money, get a car wash. The money is only for that. We ain't doing it for no stupid stuff, right? I'm finna stack. They agreed to it. I got the bag, busted down, started out from 4.5. Had no money to go get 4.5. Bought a big quarter. I had a whole key in a matter of a month. I'm flipping that key. They over there buying guns and busting 40s and I'm busting liquor
Damn,
bottles.
they
buying
busting
old
it
schools.
down.
Hold on, I'm saving every dime. I'm saving all $100 on my mattress. So I put the money up about 6 months later. I got enough to go. They call this stuff gonna go off on their own. So I said, go ahead. I'm finna not go selling weight. So I let them go. They gave them all the spots. Went and got weight. Went and bought me a new Suburban the next day, all jewelry. And I come back. I had on gold at that point. Jay-Z come out, and on the record, he says, you got a 4.0? He says, funny how one verse can mess up the game. You got a 4.0? You better switch your plane. And on platinum in them Cartiers, switch your plane, switch your frame. And the manicures on board, switch your plane. I went the next day, bro, in 99, and bought all gold to all platinum. And all iceberg, all platinum, everything.
So,
you couldn't tell me shit. It was
So
up.
you went from, and a lot of guys don't understand that if you're not from the streets, that a lot of guys from the streets, including yourself, was also doing so many positive things. So you were saying you took a bag and said, I'll help you guys get some money.
See, I was always in me. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I help you get some money.
You ain't never
if
let
you
go
do
of the
some-
bag. You had the hustle mentality, and it
Since
still
you
look
9
like
years
you got
old.
it to this day. Since you was
God had
it was
his
just
hand on
in
me,
you.
man. God had
So
his
what
hand
was
on
the
me.
turning point where you was like, look, I'm changing. I'm trading in my life for God. When did that come?
When I got shot.
Okay, can you share that? I want to
Okay.
know.
So now, it's 99, it's 2000. With my girl, I'm finna marry her, right? Because I realized I'm now living with her, and somebody came in the house and robbed her at gunpoint.
Your
And-
girl?
Yeah,
Somebody robbed
my
her?
girlfriend, and took like $100,000 out of my house. I had in her clothes hamper. I told her, I said, they ever come in here, send them up there under the coochie dress. I had a dummy pack of all money wrapped up in really dollar bills on some hundreds, like it's $100,000, but it really was like about 5,000. And I just put the money in the hamper for, I was gonna get a Benz the next day and get this house over there on the drive. And it was supposed to be some money for that. And she got so scared, like, it's there. Gave me the money, but I walked in there, man, she had her tied up. I didn't see her head, her brain on the side of that wall. I said, don't even worry, let's go. I went the next day and went and bought a new Suburban, a new chain, a new Rolex watch, and told the niggas in the hood. I put up a 2 Desert Eagles and said, well, I just went and spent $30,000 on my wrist.
Put up 2 Desert Eagles.
I said, imagine I'm gonna spend on your niggas, on your niggas' head.
Hold on, let me dig into something. You said you had a dummy pack of money up top and the real money down low.
So you was
I just
fooling.
put it there for I
Was
went
you
for the habit there.
expecting something?
No.
Yeah,
Why,
was
why
you
did you? Why did
I
you?
sell dope, and I'm in the hood. She live in the hood. She live on 7 Mile
So
a
you
Mile.
know
So
the
said somebody
game,
come in
so-
here,
Send them
point
here.
them that way.
Say your life. Say your life. They came in there asking for me. I said, where's Rolex? I said, where's this and that? I had just left and went to the club. And I come in there, so guys, it came up
So
the back
you-
of her door. They had silent tools, cut the bars, came in there while she
Dang.
was asleep.
So you was getting money, but you and your girlfriend, y'all living where you.
She had,
looking-
she had nothing to do with it. She was a working girl. Parents
you
worked at
looking
the
over
plant.
your shoulder
Mama
every
teacher.
day.
They had no idea I was selling drugs
So
to
you
her
living-
family. I'm hiding it.
So you living a life where you looking over your shoulder. You was already expecting something, or
That
knew,
come with-
or
no.
knew that,
That come
this
with it.
came
It
with.
come with it. I
Yeah,
didn't really
that
think
come
about it like
with
that. It come with it. You know, so you got to know, you got to be ready for it. So I stay ready. So here's dummy pack. Here's this and that. I kind of control the hood, but you know, and a guy always is going to try you. They wait till I left to do it, right? When I was at a point where I was getting all this money and selling these drugs, I found my girl. I wanted to marry her. I proposed to her, and I had just bought a building right there on Davis and Joseph Campo. And I took her by we was leaving the wedding procession. I stopped and said, I just bought that building right there. I opened up that building and bought it cash and turned it into a whole luxurious barbershop. I quit the gang because my sons were playing football. I took them and bought them all new Michael Vicks and stuff, and I say, this ain't real. I say, it was a guy out there, a white man with a kid with dirty clicks on. I said, he got a real life. This ain't real. I got hit the next day. I give you that story. But the barbershop, I said I was done with selling drugs, right? It was Jay-Z concert was coming up. I wanted to get my bezel iced out, and I couldn't afford to get it. So the guy came in there with some. He said, "Man, I got some endo." I said, "What's endo?" Chronic. I said, "It's chronic." I said, "Okay." I just cussed some guys out about selling weed in my shop the day before, and I said to him, to my same guys, I cussed out my barber. I said, "Listen, y'all, come here. This is what we gonna do. I'm gonna get barrels of this endo." God said, "I'm sick of you." He lowered the hedge. When I said, "I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do," that dope kicked in. All I seen was mass coming there. Boom, boom, boom. First shots hit my barbershop, hit my window. Next ones hit me here. Boom, boom, boom. I fell to the floor. They grabbed for my chain, grabbed for my watch, and let me on the floor, shot 7 times. I'm laying in the puddle of blood. I see the devil laughing at me. He said, "Where your God at night?" I had started going to church. I had stopped hanging out, and now I was in trouble. Now I'm laying there for the blood, and I'm about to lose my life. And I had to go to God.
You heard it first. Episode 10, Pastor Mo, Part 1, Part 2 coming soon. I want to send a special shout out to my co-host, Shauna. She wasn't able to make it today, but we'll see you soon. Love you. And I always ask each guest at the end of our conversation to share something motivational, share some positive to someone that's listened to Part 1, because we're going to get to Part 2 most definitely. I need you to share.
What I want to share is it's important that this young man sitting in front of me be here to hear Part 2, because I want him to hear my whole story, and I'm going to change his life with this story. He done heard a whole lot of game today. Mm-hmm. My life now I'm giving as a sacrifice to the YNs, to the young nieces and nephews.
Okay.
They're not niggas, they're nieces and nephews, they're YNs. But I'm sacrificed for them, and I want him to hear this story because I see something on him. That's my whole niche right now, to save our young people. Uncle Game on
Man, that's
on
solid,
deck. Let's go.
That's solid. I appreciate it. He's shouting out one of the guys who do a lot of our work. His little brother, who also is his assistant now, he's introduced him to the game. So I appreciate you pointing him out. And we really look forward to doing a Part 2 of this. This is definitely going to get deeper. And this was awesome, man. And I really appreciate you doing this. And I got to give a shout out too to a guy I grew up with, a guy I've been knowing most of my life, for making sure this happened and helped put this together.
Lamont, thank you, man. Peace.
I want to thank Lamont.
And we'll see
Lamont.
y'all soon with Part 2.
Thank y'all for having me, y'all.
Pastor Mo, he got a lot to say.
Can we
and we
talk,
need y'all to
y'all?
listen. Can we talk?
Talk.
Peace.